Happy New Year, EEE. Darren had asked me to put some perspective on the music in our lives, both in 1980 and also today. Mostly what I have to say is that I'm biased. I apologize, but 1980 was an incredible year for music. For me, 2020 not so much. Partly because of the coronavirus pandemic, uh, my wife and I have been unable to go to live shows. Um, that's pretty much what we do as our entertainment. A few years ago, we saw 100 shows in a year. This year, it's going to be less than 10. So I haven't really exposed myself to as much new music as I might have liked to, and I haven't heard a whole lot of stuff that's out of this world. But let me start with 1980. It was a great year for music. If I just want to go over a few albums that released, and it will sink in uh, just where we were and what was going on in music. Um, I mean, U2 released Boy, The Police, Señora Mundada, The Pretenders' first album, Pretenders, came out, The Wall by Pink Floyd, Queen the Game, David Bowie's Scary Monsters and Super Creeps, The Jam sound effects, Devo, Freedom of Choice with Whip It, B-52's Wild Planet, Squeeze released Argy Bargy, Split Enz released True Colors, I Got You, Dexy's Midnight Runners, Searching for the Young Soul Rebels, Blondie, Auto American with Rapture, The Cars Panorama, Prince released Dirty Mind, Pete Townsend, Empty Glass, The Rolling Stones, Emotional Rescue, Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band released Against the Wind, ELO and Olivia Newton-John teamed up for Xanadu, Genesis released Duke, while former lead singer Peter Gabriel released his third album with Games Without Frontiers, Roxy Music, Flesh and Blood, Dire Straits making movies, Pat Benatar, Crimes of Passion, Jay Giles Band, Love Stinks, Joan Jett, Bad Reputation, Van Halen, Women and Children First, Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell, Iron Maiden, their debut Iron Maiden album, Rush, Permanent Waves, Billy Joel, Glass Houses, former Sex Pistol, Johnny Lydon's Public Image Limited released second edition, Ozzy Osbourne, Blizzard of Oz, Stevie Wonder, Hotter Than July, The Feelies, Crazy Rhythms. John Lennon released, with Yoko Ono, released Double Fantasy, his comeback after 5 years of not producing any music. British Steel from Judas Priest, Gaucho, Steely Dan, English Beat, I Just Can't Stop It, Elvis Costello and Attractions, Get Happy, Bob Marley and the Wailers, Uprising, Diana Ross, Diana. Just an incredible array of music that I really, I mean, and there's more. Um, 2020, the notable albums that I saw coming out were, a lot of them were pieced together or put out by artists that may not have been prepared to do what they were doing or how they were doing it. Um, so notable albums for 2020: Lucinda Williams released Good Souls, Better Angels, a good album. Chris Stapleton, Starting Over. Elizabeth Cook, amazing talent. We saw her at the Abbey Bar in Harrisburg a few years ago. Her Aftermath album came out. Soccer Mommy released Color Theory. Jeff Tweedy, Love is King. Toots and the Maytals, Got to Be Tough. Unfortunately, Toots passed away earlier this year from the COVID virus. He will be missed. The Weekend, After Hours. Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit, Reunions, another artist that we've seen quite a few times. Miley Cyrus, Plastic Hearts. Ariana Grande, Positions. Beach Bunny, Honeymoon. Ashley McBride, Never Will. Fleet Foxes released Shore. Phoebe Bridgers, another up-and-comer, released Punisher. Watahachi, St. Cloud. Fiona Apple got quite a bit of quite a bit of critical acclaim in Fetch the Bolt Cutters. And Taylor Swift released Folklore, a scaled back, more acoustic take on her stuff. Again, that seems to be more of a pandemic album. It was interesting too that I looked at 1980 and I looked at 2020 and I saw that McCartney released McCartney 3, his follow-up to McCartney 2, which was released in 1980. So he only waited 40 years to make the total solo reprise of McCartney 2. Bruce Springsteen released The River in 1980, and in 2020 released A Letter to You. AC/DC had Back in Black in 1980 and Power Up in 2020. And Bob Dylan keeps on ticking at 79. He released Saved in 1980 and Rough and Rowdy Ways in 2020. So that's kind of a look at the albums. Just wanted to take a look at some of the songs. Interestingly enough, in 1980, the Rolling Stones released Emotional Rescue as a hit single. And in 2020, they dropped Living in a Ghost Town. And it was actually a very, very good song, one of the better songs that they put out in some time. Other things that kind of showed the way of how things might have been in 1980 as compared to now. Jim Carroll sang All His Friends Who Died. Billie Eilish, No Time to Die. 1980, Blondie said, Call Me. In 2020, the 1975 asked, If You're Too Shy, Let Me Know. Pat Benatar released Heartbreaker. Fiona Apple gave us Ladies. Charlie Daniels Band gave us In America. And the Dixie Chicks dropped Gaslighter after a 14-year hiatus from recording. Bob Seger gave us Against the Wind. Jason Isbell tells us, Be afraid, but do it anyway. Linda Ronstadt gave us Mad Love, while Lady Gaga said Stupid Love. Squeeze sang Cool for Cats, and Cardi B delivered Wet Pussy. WAP. Anyway, with that, I'll leave you. I hope you have a safe and pleasant new year, and keep listening to the music. Take care. Be safe.